sweet sunshine and blues and blues. All right.
That's right, Miss Kristine Jackson right there, and she's joining us. How you doing this morning?
I'm tired, but I'm good.
You're tired, but you're good, huh? Well, thank you so much. First of all, welcome to Sunday Mornings with a Tiki Man again. Last time you were here, you were in the old studio. We had the little bitty. I've come out of the closet since then, so it seems like it was a long time ago since you were here.
Yeah, it has been. I'm due for a visit.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, how you doing this morning?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. I miss you guys.
Yeah, we miss you too. But one of the things that I've been bragging on you a lot with your live streams, because you really have taken it to a whole nother level. And everybody at first, it was kind of interesting watching everybody try to figure out, like, okay, the world is shut down. How are we going to play? All the gigs are canceled. We're going to have to do, and people would have their phones sideways, and they didn't know what the hell they were doing and all this stuff. So everybody had to get better as we moved along, for sure. Yeah. So tell us a little bit how you went down that whole rabbit hole of figuring out how to do all this stuff.
Oh, my camera was sideways, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I started off with I just figured it out. I don't know. But I was reaching out to, like, at the beginning, John Frenzy was doing great things, trying to figure things out. And and I'm not quite sure how I landed where I did. I just kept going, just kept digging and researching.
Well, it's kind of the same with us. We had to learn so much to do that virtual show last year for the showcase, B-Man and myself. And we had to... we had to figure out all these cameras. We were scared to death, just like everybody else was, trying to figure out how to do it, because you want it to be right. You want the sound to be right, and when it's not right, you want to fix that. So you have to become a student of your art a little bit, and of course you can find everything on YouTube, and so you got YouTube in front of you, and then you've got your computer, and you're like, oh, well, there's how you do that, or whatever. You just kind of figure out
exactly.
as you go.
I mean, hours and hours, not lying, hours watching YouTube tutorials on my phone while operating the computer, and just from video tech to audio tech. Do you use a mixer? Do you use the interface? OBS, Streamlabs, it's, and then I found Twitch.
Yep.
So I was using Twitch, and I think Twitch is really what set me on the path to get what I have now.
Yeah.
Because Twitch is it's so interactive as a platform for live streaming. Mm-hmm. And I was exclusive on Twitch before I started doing multi-streaming to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. But it was very interactive, so it really made me. It kind of brought my game up, because
Sure.
You kind of had to.
Yeah, yeah. And as you went along, kind of like us, you figure out things like Restream and all these platforms, so you can stream across, multiple. I mean, there's 30 different places you can stream across at the same time. When we were trying to grow our YouTube channel, we stopped streaming the show on Facebook because a lot of times they would mute it anyway. So, gotcha. So we went exclusive to YouTube, and I think that was the big difference. That and the fact that all of Tiki Man Radio listeners helped us grow the YouTube channel by sharing it and coming up with.
That's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. I mean, I was saying earlier in the show, it's their radio station, and they really got us to where we needed to go with the YouTube thing, but. Sometimes, like when you're doing your thing, the ability to stream across all these different platforms. And I think you were the only one doing Twitch at the time. Everybody else was just doing Facebook Live and all this stuff or whatever, but you were kind of secretly going in a different direction.
Yeah, well, I found Twitch was the most pleasing to me as an artist because the streaming was so smooth.
Yeah.
And the interaction, like we're talking right now, that's how you feel when you're interacting on Twitch with your chatting audience. It's very instant. So it was a really easy platform to just kind of just get comfortable with and be comfortable in front of the camera. So then when I added Facebook and YouTube, and I call it FaceTube,
Yeah.
it you know, I was more comfortable because I did Twitch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it really turned out great, and it continues. And then of course you've got the whole lamp in the back there that's glowing and candles. I've seen you do blues shows where you got candles lit in the background and all that stuff. So I mean, again, it's everything. Like this banner when we started streaming. And then people started looking at the banner, and then they wanted their sticker on there, So everybody sends us stickers to put behind us and all that stuff. It's kind of taken a life of its own.
Yeah, and it's interactive that way, and people want to feel part of it because they are part of it. So, when I was only on Twitch, there's a thing called, well, you could have subscriptions and things like that to the channel, and then as a subscriber, you'd get, they're called emotes. They're basically like the little smiley faces and stuff. So I had like custom ones for my channel. So if you were a subscriber, you got like a custom, fun. It's to make it more interactive is the best way to do it, I think.
It was, yeah. I mean, once you figured out how to get the sound right, everything else is just a bonus from there on out. I mean, you figure out all these crazy things, but
I mean, the sound was like for me the number one first thing. Like you just had to figure that out because, good. How's it like good audio will make a bad video okay.
There you go. Well, and not everybody, I mean, because when you're an entertainer like yourself, I mean, having the audience to look at and play to, that kind of keeps you going. It keeps you jazzed up, and if the crowd's getting into it, you'll go to another song that maybe you weren't going to play. So. How has it been for you to try to figure this all out, to try to figure out what to do? You just kind of stick to a format of what you were going to do?
No, I mean, like I said, Twitch really helped because it was pretty instant. So as long as you had an audience that was chatting, like typing in things, like obviously I can't hear them, but if they were chatting and like requesting the next song, or I'd feel their vibe, and like their comments would lead me to the next song. Okay. So I almost got the live feel, from doing that. But also because this is more, I can structure it more like a concert sometimes. That's also fun because then it's like I can make a set list and just follow that. It's just been a roller coaster. You're just trying to figure it out as you go.
So how is things up your way? Is things opening up? Have you got any gigs going on up there?
I've done a handful of gigs, but no, it's not really. It's not really conducive to full-time work yet. So.
Well, we were talking earlier in the show about the first time you came down to Key West, and everybody thought you were Danny Hoy. And the last year we were down there, we turned on some of these microphones so the hippie chick can say hi to you as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I'm also supposed to ask you about your co-host, the Memphis Blues Dog.
Oh, you see her down there?
Yes.
Yeah, she looks awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's pretty good at this. I do. I find her standing here in front of the camera throughout the day, just waiting for a treat.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah. So we were talking about that, and you came down, and you would walk into a bar, and you just had your guitar on your back, and you didn't really know a whole lot of people. They didn't really know you, but people would say, "Hey, Danny Hoy just walked in," and you were like,
"Exactly."
It was so funny.
And then when we went,
the first time I heard it, I'm like, "Who's Danny Hoy?"
Yeah. I know, because Danny came up to me later and says, "There's a girl running around here that's supposed to be my sister," and I'm like, "Yeah, you may need to talk to your parents about that." Okay, I'm just saying, there's something weird going on there. But
and then we became friends, and she's just a doll. I just love her.
Yes,
so.
She is. She's a sweetheart.
Super talented.
And then when we went back, I think it was the last year we were down there, you guys had these matching shirts. I can't remember what it said, though. What was it?
Mine said, "I'm not Danny Hoy, but she rocks." And then hers was, not Kristine Jackson, but my troppy soul sister.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Well, and then another thing about the live stream is you can put your tip jar there. And it took a little while for people to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Like we were all figuring it out together, you know. So for me, that was always, I still get weird about it, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I put it out there, and sometimes it happens, and if it doesn't, that's okay too.
Well, I'm the same way. We have a donation button on our website, but I never really talk about it because and every once in a while somebody will put something in it or whatever, and that's kind of cool, but it's really not what it's about. It's kind of like the whole TRMA thing. I don't want people to go to pay to vote for us. So it always makes me feel a little weird. I'm just trying to entertain people and give them the best show that I can. And
I think we feel the same way about that stuff.
Yeah. So have you been working on any new music through this crazy shutdown?
Yes, honestly, I'm a homebody anyway. I'm pretty I have no problems just staying home.
Yeah.
I can get lost in my little studio, 14 hours a day and just be fine. So
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have some anxiety when the world opens up again and I have to leave. So,
Yeah,
I understand that.
I
Yeah.
can relate to this.
Yes, me too.
It's funny because at first last year, as time went on, and I understand you always have to say this, that it was bad for a lot of people. Me personally, it was one of the best years we had. It was kind of like a big reset button, and I didn't feel like I had to go do 30 shows on the road or whatever. I could kind of really fine tune my studio, work on things here. We obviously was going to do the once they made the announcement that they were canceling Meeting of the Minds, we immediately decided what we were going to do because I felt like it was irresponsible for us to go to Key West anyway because we knew so many people, Danny Hoy and Key West Chris and B-Man and all these people that we know down there.
Right.
I didn't want to bring a crowd of people there and then leave it with them, so
right.
So we made our decision right after they decided, which was early. They made that announcement early that they were canceling it, and it really, and I'm glad they did because that gave us the time to really prepare and plan.
Yeah, because it took preparation. You had to do all the research to get the tech together.
Yeah. And of course, now, like you say, it's going to be a little weird when everything is okay, everybody go out and do everything. And, this is what you've been waiting on, all that stuff. It's going to be like, okay.
I'm comfortable in my bubble here. But,
Yeah.
But at the same time, as an artist, I am excited to get back
Sure.
in front of, the live audience people and maybe bring my new stuff out. That'll be nice too.
Yeah. So when you meet or talk to people for the first time, or maybe you're reaching out to a venue, a local place or something about playing a gig, how do you describe your music?
That's been a question that I struggled with for all of my career because I think for so long I played so many different types of music to just play bar gigs that I never really knew what my sound was. You
Right.
know? And so maybe during this time, it really helped me focus on what do I like and what do I want to sound like. I can play country, I can play blues, I can do all these different things, but what's my sound? So now I've been putting on my tagline is roots, roots, blues, Americana.
There you go. And I think that's perfect. I mean, when I think of you, I think of, the blues, I think, the deep blues. I mean, because you
have a very interesting voice that I just love.
Well, it was so crazy. We were down to Tiki House, and at some point, somebody got you up on stage, and I can't even remember who that was.
Oh, that was Jerry Diaz.
Oh, Jerry Diaz.
He got me up there.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So he was there playing that year, and he got you up there. And I remember when you started singing, I was like, "Holy crap!" Because I didn't know you either, and you've got this voice that I want to say it doesn't fit your body, but it does.
No, it really doesn't, but it's pretty awesome.
When she opens up and starts singing, you're like, "Holy crap!"
It's fantastic.
It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, we are big fans of your music.
Thank you.
And a lot of people are, so I wanted to play one of your tunes right quick. Let's see.
Are you going to play a tune for us
Yeah,
today?
did you never did tell me.
I wasn't planning on playing
Okay,
live.
that's fine. We have, as you know, we have the ability to do that now. But let's see here. I wanted to, yesterday when we were chatting, was it yesterday? Yeah. Or
I think
Friday.
so.
Or Friday. Yeah, I don't know.
One of those days.
They're all the same anymore.
Yeah, I know that's right. So, anyway, let's see here. Let me go in here, and I wanted to play this one, "The Dirty Truth." This is one of my favorites of yours. So,
Cool, thank you.
all right, here we go. Kristine Jackson is joining us. If you're just joining us, and this is one of her tunes, "The Dirty Truth," which is off of the album "Sunshine and Blues."
Torture me a thing or two. Torture me a thing or two. Torture me a thing or two. Sometimes it has to be that dirty truth. Is that you knocking at my door? Is that you knocking at my door? Yeah. Is that you, devil, knocking at my door? Better get to getting, I won't take no more. I see that sorrow line at your feet. I see that sorrow line at your feet. I feel that sorrow devil line at your feet. All on account of way you treated me. So torture me a thing or two. Torture me with a thing or two. Torture me a thing or two. Sometimes it has to be that dirty truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. Now, I've always we were talking during the break here. My son Bahama Brad is in here, and I said, now she always, and I don't know if you like this or not. If you don't, I apologize, but you always reminded me of Melissa Etheridge's voice. I'm sure you get that a lot.
I like that. Yeah, she was bad.
She was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's you said you're working on some new music? Tell us.
I mean, not even just like new music, but I mean, I've been writing, but kind of just like taking a step back and looking at my music as a whole and trying to get it dialed in a little better.
Yeah.
What it is I want to sound like.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way of putting it. The pandemic craziness that we've been involved with is it's helped a lot of people to fine tune who they are and what they really want to do. Like I said, a big reset button. All of a sudden, all your plans. I mean, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do nothing. And so you really had to. And that's where the talent comes into play. Where people, the things they've been putting off. Maybe it is a new album. Maybe it's a new song. Maybe it's something they've been wanting to do. Because before this happened, you weren't doing live shows, were you? I mean, maybe you were occasionally, but not to this extent.
No, what's funny is about 6 or 7 years ago, my health was pretty bad for a while, so I couldn't get out too much. And I was doing pre-recorded videos in my basement at a previous house.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I came across those, and I was like, I kind of was like already on the path to doing some of this. So it's funny that, this all came about, and I'm a very technical person and I like to learn. Mm-hmm. So this was kind of right up my alley.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's turned out really well. It has. So, I mean, this is obviously something you may continue doing when the world does
I will
open up.
definitely continue doing probably like at least once a week.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. And it's really changed a lot. Like when we go and do the showcase this year in Key West, we're going to have videos, we're going to have cameras, we're going to have all this stuff streaming it live, and it's just amazing. We're just so fortunate to be able to figure all this stuff out.
I think it's going to be the new normal. Even after the world opens up again, everything will be in place to do this still.
Yeah.
It'll just be a good way for your folks to follow you when they can't be with you.
Sure. Well, are you planning on going back to Key West this year?
I haven't thought that far ahead. I will be in Florida in October, November, so hopefully I can make it down there again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're always welcome to come by here and do the show, play some tunes. We got the guest bedroom upstairs for the artists, so you're always welcome here.
I'm sure you're going to have a waiting list because everyone's going to get on the road.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people like, hey, I'm gonna be touring, and I'd like to do because we got a new stage out back since you've been here. Awesome. The Tiki Bar stage is a permanent stage, and because that's one thing I did. I expanded everything. I just went to work.
I watched it. I followed the saga on Facebook.
I just couldn't sit still and do nothing, And
no, you guys are my hero. I love watching like the progression of everything. It's been really cool. You guys are an inspiration.
Wow, we appreciate that, and vice versa. Ditto to you as well.
Thanks.
Tell everybody how they can find your music.
Musicbykj.com.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go.
Pretty much everything there. Yeah.
Well, we always encourage everybody to buy the music directly from you guys. And we even tell them it may cost you more money, but that's the point. They're supporting you. They're helping you out. Instead of you having to share, a 99-cent download with Apple or somebody,
Right.
Because there's a lot. All this, that's one thing. All these cameras, all this technology, you got to have laptops that can stream things, and all that stuff costs money.
It does. Yeah, that's part of the gig.
It's part of the gig. Well, listen, sweetheart, we love you. We love your music. We've been big fans of yours ever since the first day you walked through the Tiki House doors, and you're always welcome here. And I wish you nothing but great luck with your adventure of figuring out who you are.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love the sunglasses, by the way. Those work great.
Yeah. Well, the camera's right here, and I found out that without the sunglasses, of course, it's my trademark anyway, but you got shifty eyes. People are looking at your eyes.
Yeah, because you're watching all the different screens. I know. I get it.
Yeah, I'm looking down, and, people are like, he's not even paying attention. So, yeah, now I can just hide my blue eyes, So
I might have to do that. I might have to steal that.
There you go. There you go. Well, all right, we're going to let you fly, and thank you so much for being part of the show. And again, you're always welcome here anytime you want to. Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
All right, here we go. We got another Kristine Jackson tune. A Pirate Looks at 40. Here we go.
There you go.
Talk to you later.